What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Joe Budden has been going through a lot of issues. I mean, he got ethered by Tasha K, and a lot of folks don't like Joe Budden. And I'm gonna tell you why. I personally can see that Joe Budden seems to be very fake and phony. Even his own folks on his podcast call him out. I'm on a podcast too, and nobody's ever even said the stuff about me that Joe is just a shady guy. Seems like, but Joe had some criticism for all the dogs. I don't really listen to Drake, and now Drake got taking pictures of Jerry curls and gold teeth in the background and stuff like that. And basically he was saying some things like, he ain't the old Drake no more, catering music to a younger audience, alienating his older audience. And then this is what Drake said. You failed at music. You left it behind to do what you're doing in this clip, because this is what actually pays your bill. For any artist watching this, just remember you are watching a failure give their opinion on his idea of a recipe for success. A quitter give their opinion on how to achieve longevity. You switch careers. The things that pop into your brain had you broke, living check to check, and raps you right have 450 memes showing up into your shows in Dusty and Nietzsche jeans to screw up their face to Music 29 and pretend you are the GOAT. And he says, please, any artist is doing what they feel is right. Don't let these opinions affect your mindset after the fact. This guy is the poster child of frustration and surrendering. You retired and we never hung up your jersey. We don't even remember your number. We know you for doing this. You withdrew from rap, not because you accomplished all you needed to. It's because it wasn't working for you. Okay? He also says, I never want anybody's generation to think the holes, everybody's house, their opinion is a real thing. This is a man projecting his own self-hate and the fact I did and continue to do everything he wanted to do for himself. If you need to put it in simpler terms, I own a 767. Oh my God. He owns a modest house in the 973 and flies first class on special occasions. Budden responds, you'll grow up sooner or later. Father time's undefeated. Wow. So Ebro, he jumps into it, which nobody cares about Ebro. Ebro from Sacramento like me, so, I mean, whatever. So Drake is successful in music, and Joe Budden is not. Let me just take it from 2 points, right? Because Drake is a legend. Drake is completely a legend. And I'm going to just tell you like this, in this business, any business, guys, you got to change things up. Look at P. Diddy. P. Diddy, I'll listen to P. Diddy. I grew up on P. Diddy. P. Diddy is relevant now as he was in the 90s. He don't even do music anymore. I mean, he had a little shady album right now, but he's on, he has Revolt. He's still popping. 50 Cent is not making albums anymore. He's doing TV shows. He's still popping, and he's changing with the times. All right. If you could even look at the Joe Budden podcast, we can say honestly, and Joe Budden has a good podcast, right? But there are people who are even catching up to him in that rank. Right? Because Joe Budden is a great podcast, but if you look at, let me just say, his long length episodes and things like that, he's not the same guy he used to be like 5 years ago, even on the podcast thing. He's still holding his weight, but, there's other folks here pushing weight too. For what it's worth, Fresh and Fit. It's different. Like I said, all right? He's still holding weight, but not like he used to, all right? But Drake is still holding weight. And I think that's the point he's trying to make is, look, bro, my strategy works. Your strategy don't. And even me being on YouTube. Hey, man, you got to change the strategy up to be successful. The stuff I was doing in 2015, no editing, dusty cell phone on here. And I'm not trying to brag, right? But I'm one of the few YouTubers who never go live anymore, or have to just, hit the Cash App, super chat kind of YouTuber. A lot of brothers is like that. I refuse to do that because the game's changed, right? So I don't deal with any of that. But some guys never invested to try to get further and try to, go to the level. I got my Pan-African dating show, which is a whole different audience. It's a whole different thing. It's a whole different concept. And the thing is, Joe Budden, man, I think Drake is right, even though, like I said, I might have responded to that differently. Hey, man, he sunned you, man. Shut up, bro. You don't know what it takes, bro. Because if you did, you would still be rapping. And you're not. You're podcasting about rappers. You're not Drake. You've never been on the level as Drake. You said Father Time will catch you up, but don't lie. It'll catch you up for podcasting too. Because now you got all these different white girls coming into the space, and who they gonna be getting? A younger audience. Everybody's going after a younger audience, bruh. So he ain't, like I said, he ain't lying. And I think that, Joe Budden he's a critic. But bro, if Drake come at you and sun you like that, bro, you don't have no response for that. That's Drake. That's Drake. All right. That's like somebody criticizing Jordan for, not making. Let me say this. George Gervin, one of the greatest scorers of all time. He had the nerve to criticize Michael Jordan one time. Which you can do that, but come on, George. He was never on the level of Mike. And I get what your argument is and all of that. But his argument don't make sense because Drake has been more relevant every time, like Puff Daddy. They all do it. Just like Jordan. Jordan came in the league, could not even make a mid-range jumper. That was on this draft report. The guy can't make mid-range shots. The guy came in there, and every year he got better, and then he can still beat you when the athleticism is going. And Drake is doing that because the strategy is great. Sometimes it ain't about being the best rapper. It ain't about being the best lyricist. It's about having the best strategy. P. Diddy won on strategy. All right? He win on strategy. And I'm looking at like Joe Budden in the podcast game. I don't think Joe Budden can even get more farther than that. I think that's all he can do. To be real, that's all he can do. He's doing what he can do, and that's it. I think he needs to shut his ass up. Right? Only song I know from Joe Budden is that dusty ass pump it up. So like I said, if Drake come through and roast you like that, he said he owns a 767 Boeing plane. You have a modest house. I mean, what else can you say to that? Basically, what he's saying is you don't know what you're talking about, and you don't. You don't know what you're talking about. So, guys, it's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Put you before you do, subscribe to the bell. We're out.